Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of WhoseTeaTV. I'm Miss T, and it's been a while, so I figure I'd check in with you, my subscribers. So, I've been posting a lot of healthy tea content since I have multiple platforms for healthy tea, but I wanted to let you know I'm still here. I am still here. And the reason why I wanted to come on here and do like a pre recorded live for those of you who do work, I do acknowledge that. So I wanted to make sure I set it up for later today. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm not even sure if I knew what I was on when I clicked this clicked on this live stream. So anyway, I am drinking some Moroccan mint tea today. I'm gonna hold this up close for you guys to see. See that by Numi. I have been on a real big tea journey, and since I've started my tea journey a couple weeks ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago, thanks to my sister-in-law who kickstarted me back. Well, I was already drinking tea, but my sister-in-law, she literally is like a connoisseur of tea of some sort because she had a stockpile of tea, and we got to talking about all the healthy benefits of said tea, and it's a lot. So I'm probably going to do a video on that for a healthy tea segment. Um, if not today, then definitely tomorrow, in reference to the different benefits of tea and specifically narrowing it down to just a few teas and what the benefits could be, not only for you drinking it internally, but for also like if you want to apply it to your hair or do a foot bath or something of that nature. I got you covered. Okay. But nevertheless, let's get into what I wanted to talk about because I was speaking with someone last night in reference to what they thought about the Fani Willis case. Funny. Oh my goodness. I'm going to try not to laugh as much as I usually would laugh and put on my reporting hat or scarf, that is. Okay. My reporting scarf. Okay. So this whole thing with this court hearing, where I don't know if you've been watching. So if you haven't been watching and you don't know what I'm talking about, let me go back here for a second. So Fani Willis is the district attorney of Fulton County down in Georgia. And to bring you up to speed, she's been like she's gone after like 19 people and had them arrested back when. You remember when we seen that? You remember what his mugshot looked like when it was okay. If you don't remember, you need to start looking up mugshots for Fulton County because you're going to see it. I don't even know how to do the curve with my hand, but you could put two and two together, I hope. So she's trying to take down the people that tried to steal uh, the election, so to speak. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. But I mean, this is news all over YouTube. I'm sure I haven't been watching videos as much as I did before because I'm so busy building my own brand that I have not had time to watch other people's content. Forgive me in advance. I try to support. I know on like other platforms, I'm supporting people. I try to support my people here on YouTube, but it's a lot. There's a lot of information out there that you can absorb. You really need to pay attention to what you're trying to absorb, um, as far as meaning, okay, if you are watching things that are really of no value, yes, it's nice to have a hee hee and a kiki sometimes, but there are a lot of things going on out here, and you really have to pay attention to what you're watching. Also, watch what type of energy you're bringing in, because if you're watching someone who's angry and upset and going off all the time, or you're watching someone who's like really putting out things that are provocative in nature and things like that, then you really want to like keep that stuff at bay as much as you can. But back to the Fulton County. So the trial's been playing out on television. I think the last one, besides the one I watched yesterday, I think the last time I had seen it was February 15 when Fani got on the Sanders house. So I, me being me, I could not understand what the big deal was with her sleeping with this man. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, I can't even imagine having my personal life played out for all of America to see, especially when it comes to being in a romantic relationship with someone. I didn't understand like what the big deal was. And then I had to think about it from a different perspective because and when I say I had to think about it, it wasn't like I was thinking, well, she couldn't be a superior. I would think they're more equal since they're both attorneys. But then I'm like, no, she hired him. He was her subordinate. So should she have been fooling around with him in an unsavory way? And I'm like, no, she was just wrong. Funny, you were wrong. I'm so sorry to have to tell you. I'm sure you know. I'm sure your dad somewhere he looked like a thorough man, and I'm sure somewhere down the line he told you that what you did was just out of order. Put it that way, out of order. So where I'm going with this is that the guy, Mr. Bradley, Attorney Bradley, that took the stand yesterday, he looked like Bobo the Fool. uh, he's on the stage. He's acting on a stage. he, he's sitting up there in that witness box looking like he never went to law school a day in his life. He was sitting there looking like he didn't attend a school a day in his life because he made us all look bad, if you ask me. Especially letting out the other old guy. I think I don't know if Attorney Sandow's for the feather duster or if that's his attorney, but he was like, "No, you mean to tell me you were oh gosh, I wish I could remember things word for word." But how he said it, and like his tone, everything was in his tone. Like he was just reckless. He's as reckless as attorney merchant that's been up there going after people. Like you can be thorough without having that tone. I don't even know how else to explain it. It was like the tone like was just way off. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? They're just seem like they seem angry. Like really angry. And what really bothered me the most about the whole thing is when he said he was speculating. Mr. Bradley said he was speculating on uh, the relationship between Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, who's was the special prosecutor on the team that she was the head of, or whatever, in reference to whatever this big election fraud case is. And anyhow, I will say allegedly she was having a relationship with him, but I think it's pretty clear to all that they had some type of relationship. Now they're trying to establish a timeline of when the relationship started and whatnot. And I'm thinking to myself, if it started prior to that, she definitely shouldn't have hired him. But I don't know when it started. I felt like when she got up there and she Fonnie got up there and she testified and she said that the relationship started after she had met him like in 2022 or something. Did she say 2022 or 2021? Whatever the case was, I'm thinking it was 2022 that the relationship allegedly began. But my thing is this whole thing has me so perplexed. It has me perplexed in one aspect. Like, it's nobody's business who you're in an entanglement with. But I do understand that there might have been taxpayers' money involved at the time. But follow me here if you can. So, Do you know how many professions where people like get around? I worked in a hospital before. Uh, you know how many people get around in a hospital? Doctors, nurses, cleaning people to the dietary staff. It don't even matter. Now we have this court system. Do you think that's not going on? This stuff has been going on for many, many moons. I don't see it. I think people will tread lightly now that this whole thing has come into the public eye, but this is nothing new. My goodness, this is nothing new at all. I just get so angry when I'm sitting here watching this stuff play out because these people were silly. You have so much to lose if they take you off of this case. And the biggest thing you're going to lose is your credibility. You know, your credibility. Then they were talking about your children and like, this is too much. I'm sure it's too much for them. I don't know, but I'm just sure it's too much for them. Like, I cannot believe that you would have the audacity to do this. You knew what was at stake. That, and then this Miss Merchant. I don't know if I should start my recording over because I should have wrote this down of all the key points I wanted to say. She went after the went and spoke with his Nathan Wade's ex-wife, the ex-wife's attorney, to say that he was messing around with someone while they were married, even though he said, Mr. Wade said that they were, you know, their marriage was over in 2015 because she stepped out and all that just out there, out there. I could not believe it. I mean, I like, okay, divorce is hard already. Like, and then you have to publicly air out why you're getting divorced. And then Nathan Wade said on the 15th that he never used Mr. Bradley's credit card. Yesterday, Mr. Bradley said he used his credit card. Then Mr. Bradley said they were friends. Mr. Bradley said that they were friends on while he was on the stand yesterday. Look here, hear ye, hear ye. If we are friends, you and I are friends. You better not be out there running my business like that. I don't care who. I don't care if it was for a special. You better take them secrets to the grave. Okay? I mean, my goodness. I said, if he told you in strict confidence, and then the reason why I'm saying you couldn't be friends is because you kept calling him the client. If he's your client, he ain't your friend. Why do people mix business and personal stuff together? I will never know. Even though I'm thinking about doing it myself, but nothing like this. I'm talking about business wise as far as getting some of my family members to come and work for me. But then on the other hand, all I can hear is this wise old man in my ear, like, you never mix business and personal stuff together. Like, oh my goodness. So then he was asked, did he lie to Miss Merchant? Mr. Bradley was asked, did he lie to Miss Merchant or Attorney Merchant when he was texting her back and forth? First of all, if we're friends, you should not be texting any dang on body about me, especially without telling me about it. And then they're like, well, she emailed you the deposition. Why is she emailing you the deposition? That led me to believe that he was just all up in it. He was just all up in it. He was an angry man. This is what I gathered from just watching him sitting there. And were those tears coming down his eyes? I'm like, oh, were those tears coming down your eyes? I didn't know what was happening. He, like, I don't know if he was sweating because I ain't seen no sweat up here, but I seen them tears coming out of his eyes because he looked dumb. He looked like a fool sitting there, uh, giving testimony and acting like he had amnesia at the same time. Like, dude, really? This is what we're doing? This is 2024, people. 2024. And if you got a friend, oh, wait, let me back up. Before I get to where it's 2024, did anybody see Fani's friend on February 15th get up there? Or she was on the witness stand, but in her space or whatever. And she said that Fani had hired her at the district attorney's office, and they were trying to get to the reason why she was fired from there. And she said, I wasn't fired, I left. And they're like, so Miss Willis didn't take you in and tell you about your behavior? Well, yeah, she did, but I left. And again, here we go. Oh, this is Fani Willis's friend. You are not friends. You are not friends. Not. You're not friends. You're not. I guarantee you, I've had the same friend since one before I went to high school, one I met early on in high school, and a few that I met shortly, probably in between me having maybe my first child and getting married or whatever. I guarantee you that none of them would be out here in these streets talking like that. Guarantee you. I put that on everything. They're not out here, and they're not going to let somebody prosecute me. Like if somebody called or sent a text message saying when did their relationship begin, they would tell you they didn't know. Or why don't you ask her? Because that's how we roll. I just, this whole thing got me sitting silly. It got me sitting silly. I just don't understand the whole ins and outs of this. Now, I'm following the case. I can't just recall all the facts, but I am like deeply following this because this just really made me look at people differently. Meaning these people that, everybody tells you like, oh gosh, I'm gonna get bashed for this, but everybody tells you, uh, especially when you're a person of color, they'll be like, you should buy black. You should do this to support small black businesses. You should. That when I'm looking at this makes me not want to support. Hands down. I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes me not want to support because you know. Oh, oh. Anyway, I should probably get off of that because that did make me hot. Like I can't. She's supposed to be up there help us helping the prosecuting the stop the steal folks, and she's running around with well, according to Papa, she was dating a DJ with all that stuff around, all the DJ equipment. And meanwhile, she's running around with this guy because he's been on 6 different continents. Okay, that made you go out of your way to be appealing to him. Something else is going on there. I there's more to this story than, and then the main reason, in case you don't know, and I should have said from the beginning, the main reason why this is even in the public eye is because they're trying to see if Fani Willis got some type of financial benefit from Nathan Wade being a special prosecutor because he's been paid thousands of dollars. Okay, thousands of dollars. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, here this man is getting paid thousands of dollars. And I have no doubt that he might be a thorough brother as far as him having his own law firm and things of that nature. But he knew better too. So I'm not putting all the blame on Miss Willis. I'm not. Definitely not, because it definitely takes two to tango. But I'm definitely looking at both of them side eye. Definitely. Because it don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. She knew what she was in charge of. She could have went and found anyone out in these streets. Anyone. She didn't have to be with him. She, she didn't have to be. And then she still didn't say why they broke up, what made me even more mad. Why bring it up if you ain't going to say why y'all broke up? Is anybody feeling me on this? Like, why even bring it up if you're not going to tell the whole story? Now, I am like the queen of bringing something up, and I'm like, oh, we ain't going to get into it. I could be, I'm the queen of that sometimes. I'm like, just forget it. Just forget it. She didn't even say that. She brought it up and was like, and they were like, move on, move on. Now, I really thought that this is another key takeaway. I really felt like she should have got back on the sand again. Because A, it made for good TV. CNN played the heck out of them, that live stream. CNN, in case you guys don't know, CNN, I know a lot of people like Fox or MSNBC or some things of that nature. I mean, you like who you like, but I am in love with my CNN host. Okay. I'm in love with every single one of them. And at the top of my list is Laura Coates. I love Laura Coates. She knows all the facts. She doesn't sugarcoat it. And she really brings her A game every time. I've never seen like any mishaps with her on TV. So I really like Laura. I like Abby Phillips. I really like Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper reminds me of my granddad. So, not that he's old, but when you're a certain age, they just say whatever they want when they want. They don't care who likes it or who does not like it. And that is Jake. He gives it to you like raw. Okay, right on TV. He doesn't care. I love that. And so those are three. And Sarah, she's on in the morning at like 10 a.m. I like her too. I can't think of her last name right now. But oh, and Wolf Blitzer, I really like Wolf. He's good. He's good at reporting. Actually, if you're in PA, one of his people, she's on the WPXI. Someone who like um interned under him or worked with the Situation Room is here in Pennsylvania working. So I thought that was interesting, like how big his reach is as far as being a media personality. Um, Anyway, I love CNN. I love CNN. Keep it coming. I will be watching them. That I will be watching. I will be watching CNN because they cover everything. Even when the Super Bowl was on, CNN had it covered. They really do a good job. And I know I'm forgetting someone there. There's someone there from CNN that has been over uh, abroad since the start of, and um, hats off to him. I can't even imagine him and David Engel from NBC. Like David Engel, I think his name's David Engel. Look, I might have messed up. Richard Engel, Richard Engel. I think you I'm just making up names now. But it's something Engel, and he's on NBC. I remember that he's been there since the beginning too, and he's been reporting. And I don't know if he's married or not, but I cannot imagine my spouse being away for that length of time and those conditions. I would be worried. I would be worried like all the time. So shout out to those two fellas for being out there in the middle of all the chaos. I'm sure they're going to win some type of stellar award, a Pulitzer Prize or something for that reporting because that is journalism at its finest. Like journalism at its finest for you to be in like impoverished situations or you're you can be in danger or things of that nature, and they're still out there grinding, making sure that we here at home do get the news. So I appreciate you two gentlemen if you're watching. So moving right along. It was sad, like utterly sad. Um Utterly sad situation when I heard about Wendy Williams the other day. I have been watching Wendy Williams since, who knows, knee high, whatever. And then now they're talking about all these things that are going on with her as a result of her alcoholism. So I felt compelled to do a video earlier for the Healthy Tea segment in reference to why it's important for you to take vitamin B1 if you are indulging in alcoholic beverages. So you might want to check that out. You definitely want to check that video out. I feel like Wendy had the money, she had the means, she had the people around her, and no one like equipped her with the tools to know about what she can do to help in the long term, which is why I started doing Healthy Tea segments in the first place. I wanted to be able to start a platform where I could talk about any and everything that I want to talk about, which is near and dear to me. Now, I love celebs and things of that nature, but my bigger picture, I love the news. I love everything about journalism. I might not write everything down anymore because I'm a little bit older and I probably should write. But when I was younger, I wrote all the time. I always won awards for creative writing and things of that nature. And somewhere along the line, I kind of lost myself a little bit, but I'm back. I am back. Excuse me. I'm back. I'm in full effect. Mm, this is really good, in case you forgot. It's this new me Moroccan mint. It's really good. Yeah, it's organic too. It's organic. Speaking of organic, I'm back, but let me go into our organic here. Speaking of organic, so I went to what they consider a food co-op for the first time. Me, I went outside. Can you believe it? If you know me, you know Miss T goes outside twice a week out of the 7 days. Twice a week. And that's only for the last 2 weeks. I've been out probably 4 times in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, 4 times. So I'm going to tell you, I was on this tea journey, and I'm definitely going to do the healthy tea about my tea journey. But I went to the food co-op and got some stuff for like veggies and things of that nature because we've always had a juicer here, but we upgraded our juicer. It's nice. If you guys don't follow me, I'm at WhoseTeaTV on another platform. WHOSTTV. And you can see my little juicer video that I put up. And I was not juicing in the video because I'm saving that for if you follow me over at Paper Plated, I'm gonna upload a video there next week with me juicing. We already made some juice, so I didn't want to pull all that. It's not hard to put together. The most time consuming thing with the new juicer is chopping everything up, like cutting up stuff and getting it ready or whatever. Things of that nature. Sorry about that. I had to check my text message. Anyhow, oh, and then also, if you guys don't mind, since we haven't been talking for a minute, if anybody ever watches my videos all the way to the end, I would like to send a shout out to my dad and my bonus mom because her dog, Charlie, went home. And Charlie was like their baby. period. They loved Charlie, and she was a beautiful baby, and she was just really a good confidant to them, and it's really sad. And I also want to give them a shout out to their neighbors. I think two of their neighbors also lost their dogs too. So I want to, my thoughts and prayers are with you all. But I think since we've been talking for about 30 minutes, I'll just let this go. I'll just let this go and start over. I'm gonna let this go too, but maybe I'll just start over and write down some of my details about that case because it's really been nerve wracking. From the amount of people on the other side to Nathan Wade up there lying, talking about he never used the man's credit card, Mr. Bradley lying. None of them are credible. None of them are credible. Okay. I have never man, the last time I seen a trial on TV, was it OJ? I don't know. I watch a lot of trials, so it might not have been OJ. I don't know. Oh, and there's someone in the state of Texas that's supposed to be, tonight. And I'm curious to see how that works out because his mom was on TV this morning on my favorite channel, CNN, stating that she wanted to trade herself in for her son. So that was really interesting. And I was talking to someone on the phone at the time, and she was like, I love my children, but I would not. She said, I love my children, but I would not. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that because when you're wrong, you're wrong. And in this case, the guy may be innocent. I don't know because there's a lot of people like that sitting in these prisons and jails that were convicted and they were innocent. I'm not sure if you are aware, but we were talking about this earlier. So back in the day, like where we live here, uh, some of the judges would be getting paid off to keep people in there because they knew the person that owned the prison or the jail and they were getting kickbacks out of it. Like, um, man, it's almost like the healthcare system. Like, okay, you see so many patients with diabetes, so you get so many points for the patient being diabetic. Instead of saying, hey, drink this tea. So there's always something to the madness. So, anyhow, until next time, I'm going to encourage you guys to keep on sipping, and I might do another one of these pre-recorded so that they'll be good for the rest of the week since I miss you guys.